Hi, I'm Rick Shinseki, and I want to take a moment to speak to you about the importance of shared values to the Department of Veterans Affairs. As the nation's primary provider of health care services and benefits to those who have borne the battle, every VA employee plays a critical role in serving veterans and their families. More than a job, in the words of President Obama, we are privileged to fulfill a sacred trust, and upholding that trust is a moral obligation. Fulfilling moral obligations is inextricably linked with organizational values. Values are who we are, 24/7. Demonstrating VA values sends a clear message to other VA employees, veterans, and the people of our great country. That message is simple. I care. I care about those we serve. I care about my fellow VA employees. And I care about doing the right thing well. Because our values are who we are, it is important to carefully consider, deliberately think about, and invest the energy required to define what our core values are at VA, why they are important to the department, and how we go about living them all day, every day, in order to best serve our nation's veterans. So for almost a year now, a diverse group of VA employees has been doing just that. They solicited input from every VISN, regional office, and memorial services network, talked to veterans, VA employees, and VSOs, and then presented a set of draft VA values. They received guidance, additional input, and revised those values several times, an iterative process. Finally, they presented their recommendations to the department's senior leaders. Now we are ready to announce the VA values. But before we do that, let me assure all of you that in announcing these VA values, no one suggests that the department was without or did not previously adhere to values. Of course we did. Over the last 2.5 years, I have seen those values magnificently at work every day across the country at VA facilities, demonstrated in the passion and excellence of the work you do. But we did not have an overarching set of shared core values for all of VA, health, benefits, and national cemeteries. I trust that every VA employee will see the importance in having a set of core department-wide values. I ask for your enthusiastic support as we ensure that every employee is afforded the opportunity to learn, embrace, share, and demonstrate pride in these values, clear and strong expressions of our culture and the fact that we, you and I, care.
Integrity, commitment, advocacy, respect, excellence. These values define who we are. Because I care, I will act with high moral principle, adhere to the highest professional standards, work to maintain the trust and confidence of everyone, work diligently to serve veterans and other beneficiaries, be driven by an earnest belief in VA's mission, fulfill my individual responsibilities and organizational responsibilities, be truly veteran-centric by identifying, fully considering, and appropriately advancing the interests of veterans and other beneficiaries. Treat all those I serve and with whom I work with dignity and respect. Strive for the highest quality and continuous improvement. Be thoughtful and decisive in leadership, accountable for my actions, willing to admit mistakes, and rigorous in correcting them. We all must make a personal commitment to integrate these values in everything we do.
As a people-centric, results-driven, and forward-looking organization, the characteristics we demonstrate are as important as our shared values. While our values define who we are, the characteristics we demonstrate are what we stand for, what we strive to be as an organization. They are aspirational goals that we want everyone, veterans, VA employees, VSOs, and the American public, to associate with our department and our people. Values and characteristics are interconnected. Without demonstrating our shared core values, we will not be able to fully achieve the characteristics we describe, the things we want to be known by. There is still a perception among some veterans and segments of the general public that VA doesn't care about veterans, about stewardship, about responsiveness, about quality. This mistaken impression is the remnant of an era in which many veterans viewed VA's relationship with veterans as adversarial, rather than as a relationship based on advocacy. We know this perception is not accurate. We are determined to be advocates for those we serve, and we need to make sure others know that as well. The pursuit of these characteristics will lead the development and articulation of the strategy, people, processes, and technology that will drive transformation. Most importantly, the VA core characteristics guide the execution of our mission, shape our strategy, and influence resource allocation. Adopting these core characteristics in no way implies that VA is not, in many areas and in many respects, already demonstrating them. Rather, it reminds us all of the high standards to which we aspire and the persistent desire we share to improve constantly our service to veterans.
Trustworthy, accessible, quality, innovative, agile, integrated. These core characteristics are what we stand for. VA earns the trust of those it serves every day through the actions of all employees in providing care, benefits, and services with compassion, dependability, effectiveness, and transparency. VA engages and welcomes veterans and other beneficiaries, facilitating their use of the entire array of its services. Each interaction will be positive and productive. VA provides the highest standard of care and services while managing the cost of its programs and being efficient stewards of all resources entrusted to it by the American people. VA prizes curiosity and initiative, encourages creative contributions from all employees, and seeks continuous improvement. VA anticipates and adapts quickly to current challenges and new requirements by continuously assessing the environment in which it operates and devising solutions to better serve veterans, other beneficiaries, and service members. VA links care and services across the department, other federal, state, and local agencies, partners, and veteran service organizations to provide useful and understandable programs to veterans and other beneficiaries.
The mission of our department is unique, and we are all privileged to work in an organization where people profoundly care about serving veterans with great commitment, quality, and compassion. I know from experience over these last 30 months that each of you cares deeply about our nation's veterans. I challenge each of you to actively embrace our core values and characteristics and to find ways to exemplify them in ever more meaningful ways each day. Our emphasis on shared departmental values and characteristics is not about any one person, not about a group of leaders, certainly not about politics or public affairs. Our core values and characteristics are about better serving the veterans who have defended our nation, from past generations to the current generation which has sacrificed so much over the past decade, and to those from future generations who will depend on VA in the years ahead. Thank you for your time, for your attention, and most importantly, for what all of you do every day as part of a values-based department that upholds our sacred trust and moral obligation to care for those who have borne the battle. God bless all of you, our nation's veterans, and our wonderful country.